Hello everybody and welcome to this amazing patch note review for Deathgarden. Today we'll be covering the August 21st, 2018 patch notes for Deathgarden's early access. In short, this patch covers large changes to the NPI gain, support class, and some of the Hunter's guns. Let's jump into the smaller changes for Hunter before we look over the large changes to Runner. First we got the Core TTX semi-auto sniper rifle, which had its weapon spread reduced by approximately 10%. Not a huge change, and it doesn't fix the gun's issues, but it is a decent step forward, I guess. It's an odd change for this gun, but helps it out a little bit. The machine guns, however, got a nice quality of life update. LMG received an additional 5% damage increase, and its maximum spread reduced by 15%, allowing for more accurate shots over longer bursts. This change to LMG has made it far more viable for its ammo consumption. Its prior nerf to max ammo and damage had left it far behind compared to other weapons, but it really earned its spot as one of my favorite weapons with this new update. The assault rifle received a similar buff of 5% additional damage and 5% reduced max spread. This was already quite a powerful weapon, but not reliable unless you were capable of using burst shots properly. The reduction to max spread helps it make it more consistent on damage and creates a massive threat when upgraded. Beware of the rise of these two machine gun weapons. Now onto the runner changes. First, the general changes. General runner NPI gain has taken a drastic turn. Runners had a large pool of NPI gain while interacting with the hunter, allowing for infinite combat against the hunter, making it extremely difficult, if not impossible, to down that runner if they knew what they were doing. Now runners will have less NPI to gain around the hunter. Escaping the hunter grants 300 NPI down from 500. Assisting in escape is 150 NPI down from 300, and being close to the hunter now grants 15 NPI down from 50. Now you have a limited set of bolts to use, and you need to think ahead of what you can do to escape the hunter instead of being able to handle them in a 1v1 situation mindlessly with abilities that essentially grant a get out of jail free card. Support also had their bolts adjusted. Healing bolt now heals over 3.5 seconds, up from 2 seconds. This means that it takes 3.5 seconds for one bolt to heal 35 HP. The NPI bolt also got some drastic changes. All tiers of NPI bolt duration were reduced to 15 seconds from 40. Then the third tier, battery share effect, was also changed so that it only grants 20% NPI shared instead of 100% between the runners that were affected by the bolt. These changes are heavy and possibly a little bit too much for the runners at this time. The NPI bolt itself is hard to use effectively as it usually ends in a loss of NPI rather than a gain, since the duration is only 15 seconds. I believe the 20% change was a very good idea, but the duration was just a bit too much. Either way, new strategies are already forming around it as it is not a required tool to play support. I hope that some power is brought back to the NPI bolt sometime later. Finally, the Control's Degeneration bolt also got a bit of reduction. The damage debuff was reduced to 40% from 50, and the duration reduced to 8 seconds from 10. This is to combat the near invincible runner setup. Runners would use Dodge Master perk with Degeneration Shot, Healing Bolt, and Shielding Bolt to make the hunter unable to damage the runners in many situations. These changes have been pretty big, but we should also keep in mind that the runners had a surprisingly high win rate against hunters, as the power of having infinite NPI made it so runners were invincible unless they were taken out instantly. Even so, Blood Post has been a near impossible thing to defend for the hunter, and removing runners from the game itself was rather difficult. Balance for this game is definitely going to be a journey, but so far it has proven to be a fair chance for both sides to make active and dynamic decisions that alter the outcome. So far, runners have shown to have a bit more of a grasp on the game from the closed beta, but hunters still have the power to fight back. Developers are keeping a close eye on the progress of runners, as the start for them back in closed beta was a bit rough, since learning runner can be a bit intimidating. Now that runners are beginning to generally grasp the idea of running, we have to make sure that the potential is not within a single runner to defend themselves, but within the team's coordination. Thank you everybody for watching. What changes do you like? Were there any changes you don't agree with? Also, what changes would you like to see coming up? Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and as always, good game.